Good day, Tia. I had to pause a second because I realized recently that my videos don't show what I start saying immediately when I record. I need to wait a second, but I'm still figuring out the timing on when I should start talking so I'm not just sitting here like a deer in headlights, like, hi. But hi, I'm pretty sure by now we are to the part that I needed it to be on. So, how are you doing today? Great. I hope I had to switch to video, which I hope you don't mind. Because when I got in my studio, that was the feeling I got. And there have been times before when I went through and did like an amazing session, and then I went to go like export it out, nothing, or it crashed. That's the feeling I got when I went into the studio. It was like, just switch to video, and you were patient, so why not do the upgrade thing? Now I got to move everything around a million ways. Okay, so from the moment that I start doing a video, I tap into whatever the energy of the session is going to be. So far, what I've been doing in this session, talking to you, is adjusting, moving, figuring out where stuff fits best. So I have a feeling that will be the theme for what we're doing today. I'm actually going to start with the Prism Oracle. We're going to start with the theme of today's reading based upon colors. This is colors, emotions, and you could pick up so much just streaming that information. And then I'll go where I am led from there through your akashic record. So how this works. Imagine like a newborn baby, right? You know how they have this soft spot right here? We all still have this soft spot spiritually. It's our crown. And because of that, we act as radio receivers. We can take in messages and we can send them out. I am going to be using my body as a funnel, conduit, as a channel to download what you need to know from your akashic record at this time. I'm just going to be using my radio, and I turn it on, let it pour through, and then I cut it off, and I'm right back to being Aisha. I have no idea. Like, I know what we just talked about, but I don't have the answers. My own answers always differ from what comes through when I am tapped in. That's why I always just channel. You're not here for my advice. Just to make that clear. We are tapping into your book of life, your akashic record, the lore of your soul for this life and every other life that you have lived before now, whether it be plant, animal. I think that's all you could be here, right? Plant, animal, human. Thing. All right. So, what is the theme today for this session? What is the theme for this session? Can't make this up. I am excited for you. Balance. See, from the moment I tap in, as soon as I look at your name and hit record, your book starts streaming through me. And it's the weirdest, but like craziest and best thing ever. Like, I can give somebody answers on anything, which is why you are being focused on growth. And it feels like multiplying your energy after you find out the best way to use it. You're being asked, and like my hands, like they're included in here. That's what I feel like you're supposed to be doing. You're restructuring things. And this is like my octopus hands, but I only have two, right? So you can't see that there are like 8 of them. You're being asked. Oh, that's a goddess. That is a goddess. And Lakshmi, is that the name of it? I typed in LAK and the name popped up. Get the fuck out of here. I hope you don't mind cussing. I try to keep my filter on just in general, just because I don't like having a dirty tongue or a dirty mouth or whatever. But lately, the gifts and the messages coming through have been like, holy shit, which is what I just felt here. So first of all, let me show you the cards that came up for you. You got it. Balance, growth, energy, right? So maybe there was a reason for this to be video. Maybe you need to see it. The green. It's the green, it's the green, it's the green you see, right? When I went to go look up Lakshmi, which is the goddess that popped in my mind when I was just thinking about the multiple hands, when I was like, hold on, you have multiple hands, right? You see, she has a couple sets. That's what you're doing right now. You are, and this is probably a better picture for you to see the multiple hands, balancing multiple things so you can learn where they go or learn where they're supposed to be compartmentalized so that when you get that rhythm down, you'll be like shuffling on automate, like you'll be on go mode. Because Lakshmi is the goddess of wealth, purity, prosperity, perseverance, liberation, good fortune, happiness, youth. No, this is a great reading because this is going to be a great era that's coming up for you. But right now, you are getting in the organization portion of it and learning how to manage your energy that is like expanding, is what I'm feeling here. So let's get where you are being guided right now. And this is my astro codes deck, and this actually lines up with the natal charts, and it'll tell me like a house and a planet and all that stuff. That's crazy. A whole goddess popped up. I bet you if there's an asteroid for that, it is prominent in your chart. And I didn't get your chart info from you because we're doing the akashic thing, but look into that. So where is Tia currently being led? Where is Tia currently being led? You're working on your money, your home. We're in a retrograde and you got the retrograde card. And didn't I say reviewing and reorganizing? I love this. But you're putting action behind this review and reorganize. This is like you go into your garage one day and being like, oh, this can never do. Because you have boxes and stuff everywhere, right? And then actually making a plan to get the garage taken care of and doing it. This is in regards to your household, first and foremost. But it's like nurturing. There's some stuff that you've wanted to care about, maybe some projects that you wanted to do that you haven't gotten around to. Could it be as simple as gardening? Because look, it's a garden there, and then it's like what's the scythe? I love because words come through that I'm not like it's in my Rolodex, but it's not like in there, but like it's to cut down, chop down your harvest. This is giving reap what you sow, planting seeds so that you can reap what you have sown in the future. You're taking action now upon the things that you are seeing that you need to fix so that you can reap rewards in the future, because it really feels like you want more time to take care of yourself. The other part of that was you wanting to possibly respark your romantic relationship if you're not already in one. This is you wanting some heat in the romantic relationship area, but it feels like you probably could be in one. Like you just want the spark back. And I'm saying that because it's like two people holding hands here, and then spark, which is Vesta, which means that you've been sacrificing that energy. Whether you have a person or not, you've been sacrificing the love and care and intensity that you want to put into that to handle other things. And that's why it's really feeling like it's coming to a point for you that you need to move things around. Because this Jupiter, that's expansion. That's twice that you had like energy growth going on. Like your aura is literally going to get bigger. You might pick up messages like I am right now, because it looks like you'll be talking to more people as well. This is home and business, but it's like you're doing the business part for the home to be better, for the home to flow like you want it to. So it appears you're going to be trading out some energies. Let's see what you're going to be dropping first. What energy is being released or transmuted at this time? And this is the energy that you're going to be essentially repurposing for what you do want. You're going to be taking some form of pain or darkness or something that is unsettled within you to flip it into something that you can use. Ooh, this is like taking cow poo and using it as manure, and then you grow like a garden that yields something. Boom. forgetting oneself. You are releasing patterns of self-neglect. And didn't I just say that you want to get everything in order so you have more time to take care of yourself? You have been ghosting yourself, but it's getting to like a cautious point. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Your cup is half empty, is what I'm feeling. You give a lot out to everybody else and you just look at it as it's okay because that's your strength. Love is your strength, right? But there's a feeling here like, who's going to love you the way that you love others? Like, if you one day can't get up and do it, if you don't have the strength or the energy, who is going to be there to hold it down if you need to rest? Nobody else really knows how much you are since like carrying. I don't want to say struggling because you're wearing it very well. That strength is there, but everybody has a breaking point. There is a movie, it's a child movie, Encanto, I believe the name of it. There's a sister who is the oldest sister, and I don't know if that's significant to you, but it's the oldest sister, and she's always like, I have to carry the weight for everybody. I have to make sure everything is good and balanced, right? That's what I'm getting from you. But also that it has you stuck, emotionally stuck. Like maybe you're not even crying about the things that you need to, but it's causing like a shadow version of yourself to be back there, to like to build. So that shadow of self-neglect that is also filled with fear and anxiety and concerns, like I said, about what happens if you can't hold it together all the time. If you need a moment, who is going to reflect back to you what you give out to others? It also seems like that could possibly be while you were reorganizing things, as another way of you just to hold it down yourself without having to tell anybody that you need help. I know, no, I can do this. Let me just find a better way to organize all this and I'll still just handle me. Maybe you do need to open up a little bit. If you have a partner, I don't think that person knows how much you're struggling or how much you're taking on, or if you have a friend or somebody to talk to, maybe that's why we're here having this conversation, because I can definitely see that you're doing a lot because you want to be a good parent, but you want to be like a good person in general. You want to dot your T's and cross your I's, but you've been dotting a lot of T's and crossing a lot of I's. You see how that was backwards? Because it's overwhelming. It's too much for one person. So what new characteristics will be coming on board? And this is what you're releasing, that lack of care of self, that fear, all that stuff that's piled up on you. You're trading all of that for these new characteristics. And this is my archetype deck. It's going to tell us some personified traits. Let's see. You're going to be healing your inner child. Ooh, it's a lot of inner child healing coming up. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There's something about your childhood and the circumstances of it. You never got to be like the actual child you were meant to be. You were always like taking care of people, at service, or making yourself at service. I'm sensing like there was a lot of anxiety during childhood. Like you couldn't be calm. But it taught you a pattern of putting yourself to the side and helping others. Like if you could just make everything else good, then your household would be calm or your parents would be happy, or just like your life would be easier, just making yourself as handy as possible. That's going to have to be rewritten. Surprise, surprise. The balancing of energy that you're doing is the task. Deciding which tasks are yours to take on and which aren't. Because it feels like you're not only mother to like your actual children, but like there are other people outside of that who sort of rely on you. And that's a lot. You're constantly going around like this. So you're going to still be of service to people, right? But you won't be doing so out of your wounded child energy, that part of you that feels like I have to do A, B, C, and D for people, or people won't love me. That I can't take a moment for myself and still be appreciated. You'll be doing a lot of inner child healing. You're trading out that not caring for yourself for a period of you focusing on the healing. And then you're going to be able to teach that to other people, possibly your own children. But it seems like a lot of the people that have been coming to you to be serviced with your good advice and your love and your care and that nurturing you give might be people who need to learn how to do it on their own, which is something that you are going to be doing. You are going to be learning how to do inner child work as a practice, as a big thing that you overcome. It sort of becomes like your badge of honor, if you will, because of the difference in how you are before you do the inner child work versus afterwards. Like you are going to be so proud and shocked and amazed at the person that you become after the organization and you getting things flowing, that you look back and you're like, I never want anybody else to feel like I felt. I need to tell other moms about this. It's going to change the way that you parent. And I do believe that other parents are the people who will be benefiting from what you learn, along with your spouse, it looks like. Whether that's future or not, your spouse will appreciate, because it's not like you're lashing out at this person or anything, but there's a stiffness in your energy that comes from the overload that you were dealing with. So your shadow wants to say something to you. Isn't that always interesting? And I mixed these two decks. This is or these are the In the Shadows and the Hidden Truth. And they're usually used for twin flames, but I ended up using them for like shadow work because your shadow just wants to be heard. And that's especially what I am sensing here. I think your shadow's tired. So what is the message from the shadow? Then we'll close with a message from your guides. What is the message from the shadow? Yeah, you haven't been acknowledging her. And it also feels like, oh, this is going to put me in my feelings. There's a part of little you haven't been acknowledging. I think the victimhood of little you. I'm being told, and this may be triggering, but I think you need to be triggered, emotionally triggered, or triggered into this thought process one way or the other. Would you want your child to be raised the way that you were raised? How would you feel if somebody treated your child the way that you were treated? Would it be okay for your child to grow up in the circumstances you grew up in? How would you feel about that? Because you need to put yourself outside yourself and think about the fact that that was you that went through that. You disassociated in part from yourself, like separating yourself from the situation in order to adapt to what you were in order to accept the people who were raising you. You know what I mean? It's like you had to choose in some way. Like, how do I say that? If you have an abusive parent, you want to love your parent, but that goes against the fact that they're abusing you. So you're like, this person is mean to me, but that's my parent. I love them. So you would instead choose to say, all right, I love my parent. They're just going through something. And you would dishonor the part of yourself that says, hey, this person is really mean to me, because that's the only way you could survive. So your shadow would like you to know it loves you, even though it looks like you bury yourself in work to not think about them. Whatever that work may be, you bury yourself in work not to think about it. But your inner child and your shadow have been tucked away from you as you have created this persona, this person in connection to the life that you currently have. You became the woman that you thought you needed to be in order to feel fulfilled. But it's like this is keeping you up at night. This energy keeps saying, notice me. I'm hiding in the back. How much longer am I going to hide in the back? Because I'm going to keep waking you up at night. I'm going to keep getting you out of your sleep because I want to talk to you. I hope you'll sit down and talk to me. So this sounds like you need to have some quiet time, complete silence, hit a meditative stance, and open up to your shadow. And you can do this in multiple sessions because I feel like you're going to have to anyway. One for your inner child, one for your shadow. Like, hey, what do you want to say to me? I am opening my heart, or you can go through each of your chakras. I am opening my root chakra. I am opening my sacral. I'm opening my solar plexus, my heart, my throat. Uh, and those are the ones you need connected to your human experience and your inner child. So you only need to worry about these ones and not this one, because you're not tapping in up there for answers. You're tapping in here for answers. So you only need the lower chakras. So open those for yourself and say, I allow you to speak freely and release what you need to say. And then you're either going to hear in your head or you're going to feel compelled. But either way, the emotions that need to be released should come out. That will definitely get the ball rolling in your healing process, because you have a dual part here that you are working out in order for you to feel balanced in your life. It's like you hold it down for everybody else, you have it there, but you're the one. You're juggling all the cups, but what happens when the juggler is dehydrated and exhausted? Eventually, that body is going to give out, even though the juggler wanted to continue to persist to do their job, right? So, last but not least, can I get a message from the gods? A message from our spirit team. You need some friends that you can talk to about the things that are weighing you down so that they can back you up in a sisterhood sort of strength. That will give you balance. You've been keeping too much in. That throat thing is serious. Your throat chakra is blocked. You don't say anything because you don't want other people to worry, but that is from little you. There are people who would be more than happy to open their arms and be to you what you have been to them for years. Because otherwise, there's a storm warning here. There is absolutely a breaking point. I don't, like I said, I keep saying, I don't know if you're married, but it feels like you are. Either way, it's a breaking point here that you're going to walk away from something. I don't know if it actually is the marriage. It could be you getting divorced or whatever, but it looks more like you wanted to re-spark a relationship if you're in one. If it's another type of relationship or somebody else in the background, it looks like if this other part doesn't get taken care of, the relationship is off the table. Like you're going to walk away, you're going to explode, throw away the mask. Like it's just going to be a bunch of chaos because it's chaotic energy that has been built up. But you are taking a journey towards peace regardless. You have chosen peace. Your soul has chosen peace. It's just the path with which you take to get there. Could be this tower. You see this? Walking away, taking off the mask, walking away, leaving the storm, right? Or you can choose to take the journey. And look, it goes straight like a path to cornucopia. So uh, do your releases, which is that meditation thing I was telling you about. But open yourself up to make friends. If you don't know how to do that, even just giving the universe permission. You might even have people around you that don't know what you're going through because you don't want to let them in. But ask source, like, who should I let in? Who should be my team? There's a group of 3 girls here. It's very Sex in the City. Like, you need to go out to lunch with your girls and vent, but you need to talk to people who support you and uplift you and who aren't just going to gossip. They're going to give you good advice and agree to help you with things. And like maybe y'all even come up with some projects, but it feels like you need a sisterhood community in order for you to be the strongest that you can in your house and within yourself and to be the parent that you want to be, because you have a lot of stuff that your soul wants to do going forward. So once again, sorry for the tardiness. Hope this was worth the wait. And congratulations on your new beginning.